everyone, welcome back to my channel, React and Chill. My name is Dika. So last time on WOTAKOI, we had Hirotaka trying to kind of help defy his relationship. He was going through the ins and outs of trying to figure out where he stands properly with Narumi in terms of where their relationship is and where he wants it to be, especially how he was comparing it to Koyanagi and Kawakura. He also we also saw that small flashback, two little flashbacks. One when he was afraid of thunder and how Narumi was there and she kind of helped him sort of get through that phase at that point in his childhood. And then secondly again when he saw maybe Narumi in high school and how the insecurities he felt growing up in terms of potentially maybe trying to compete, maybe wanting to be different to catch her affections. I don't know if that was singularly just for her or just catching a girl's attention in general. So he came to the conclusion that he's definitely, even though Kawakura was trying to say that, you know, we do the same things like you and Narumi, he realized that that's not the case. We're definitely not the same. And at the end of last episode, he literally said to Narumi, let's go out on a date, because he had asked her, where did you used to go with your previous boyfriends? Narumi, and I'd mentioned this, how I feel like she's not been able to start seeing Hirotaka as an actual lover, if that makes sense. Like she sees, I don't know if she definitely sees him as a boyfriend, but as somebody to be romantically involved in. So she was a bit taken aback when he actually proposed, let's go out on a date. So now I'm really excited to see how Hirotaka steps up. Here we are with episode 9. The theme park. He suggested let's go to a theme park. Well, she went with her exes, but yeah.
この近くで期間限定味のチュロス売ってる。見せてみ。本当だ。さすがひろたか。なんか今日のなるみはいつもよりなんていうかオタクっぽくない。チョコ味なら甘いの苦手なひろたかでも一緒に食べられるかと思って。本当は両方食べたかったからはい、罰金制でオタク発言禁止デートなんて聞いたことないよだってなるみふざけるでしょ。
Alright, fair enough, I see it now.
今まではオタクを隠してデートできてたんだよね。もちろんそりゃもう全力でひよたモードに切り替えてたかもいや切り替えできてねえぞ。今日はいつもよりちょっとだけ緊張してほしい。やるからには破産も覚悟しといてよね。
Oh, so I see. The whole point of the punishment is that you can't be acting all otaku. You just have to just be your non-otaku self. Oh my god, who?
罰金。なるみに至っては不女子的発言すべてアウトです。不公平だ。お、ハピナス。罰金
As well.
ポケゴーぐらいひよたでもやってんじゃん。今もなおやり続けてんのは立派なオタクだよ。てかひろたかに至ってはゲーム関連発言すべてアウトだから。
Oh, this is funny. What are they gonna talk about? Oh yeah. She can't say it either.
そんなに考えなくても大丈夫だって。話題なんてその辺に転がってるもんだよ。さあ次行くぞ、時間ない。ちょっと待って。なるみホラーダメじゃなかった。大丈夫？いや、ここのはそんなに怖くないから。先生、大丈夫大丈夫。こちらにお進みください。
That's not him.
これの初めてだもんね。でも大丈夫だよ。なると気をつけてね。ほら何ビビってんの。
That's not him.
次のが来ちゃってる。怖かったら手握っててあげようか。
Oh my god.
なるみが樺倉さん連れて流れてっちゃった。
Where's Koyanagi?
樺倉さんがいた。
Yeah.
相席いいかな。
Yes.
私もつい流されちゃったのよ。なんかごめんね。せっかくなるとイチャつけるチャンスだったのに。い ちらこそ。
なるからテーマパーク行くって聞いてね、羨ましかったからあいつに連れて行ってせがんだのよ。
本当は
たまたま君たちが入っていくのを見たので追っかけました。ごめんなさい。先輩、横にいますよ。
わざわざ位置情報教えてくんなくていいから。
せっかくお金払って並んだのに見ないと損じゃないですか。
いつも通り今までのまま。
Like I said, the same as how it's always been.
結局何も変わってねえじゃん。
Is she holding on to herself?
だって弘隆じゃないからうっかり手を握らないようにしないと。マイペース同士くっついたって足並み揃うわけないじゃない。ゆっくりでいいのよ。それがあなたたちの速度なら帰り際にキスくらいはかましてほしいけど。鎌倉先輩、やっと出口ですよ。
思ったより大したことなかったな。お前の口取りのせいでこんなことになったんだぞ。最終確認しろっていつも言ってるだろ。次はちゃんと手握っててくれるやつ。
Ah, he knew.
あ、小柳さん、ありがとうございますました。
Oh. She's like their biggest supporter.
ずいぶん人間っぽくなったというか。
何喋ってたんだよ。
ああ。
何ニヤニヤしてんだって。
Is he gonna hold a hand? Oh.
いっぱい歩いて疲れたでしょ。
なるみはすごいな。いつも人を見ていて心配したり楽しませたり。なるみはたくさん努力してたくさん失敗してたくさん笑って。
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
大人になったんだろう。なるみは俺といて楽しい。
Aww.
終わりにしない？
Wait, she's really ending it?
これ
あ
ねえ、もういいでしょ。
Oh.
今より人も少なくなったし。
じゃあおしまい。
昨日のアニメさ、やばくなかった。推しが可愛くてもっていうか作画レベル高い。
今は何も変わらないままでも。何？
あげる。
おう。
すかすな。いやまあ大したものじゃないから、がっかりするかも。マジで。
ピアス。
Oh, she got him earrings.
そうピアス期待した。ゲームじゃなくて残念でした。大人になりたかった。私の知らない弘隆も。ちょっとつけてみてよ。今は鏡を。
Oh.
いつの間に穴開けたの？
そこかーい。イヤリングにしてもらったの。
Oh, is he gonna kiss her?
なるみ。
Oh, he did. He hugged her.
ありがとう。大事にする。俺も大概子供っぽいな。何も変わらないままと思っていたけど、ゆっくりと二人の速度で変わっていく。そういうことにしておこう。これでお土産を買うておいで。
弘隆氏。
So that was episode 9. That was another really good episode. So we got a chance. I've got a feeling it was like because the last episode was like to be continued. I think this was like a double episode almost sort of thing. But anyway, we got to see their date, and straight off the bat, Hirotaka had set a condition that we're not going to talk about otaku things. We're gonna keep it normal, because he wanted to, and I thought this was the case, differentiate how their friendship relationship was built on their otaku interests and things like that, and he wanted to be able to build, you could say, an adult relationship, an actual relationship with her. So he wasn't going to be mentioning games and stuff, and she wasn't going to be mentioning her interests in yaoi and fujoshis and anime and things like that. So they had a little piggy bank thing, and you could see that he found it hard because he wanted to talk to her about the anime. They had very little to talk about. However, Narumi did point out to him that no, there are so many things we could talk about. There are things we can do. reassuring him, because she could tell that he was probably worried. And then I'm going to come back to that, because he had picked up on how Narumi is very observant too. So they went on to this haunted house place on this ride, and Narumi was so scared that in the midst of all of that, she ended up accidentally dragging Kabakura onto the ride with her instead of Hirotaka. So we find out that Kabakura and Koyanagi were at the at the theme park as well. So on the ride, Koyanagi and Hirotaka just started talking in general, and she had admitted that she had found out from Narumi that they were going to the theme park, and she asked Kabakura to take her, and they practically stalked them onto the ride. However, she wasn't expecting this to happen, and she is rooting for them. He had confessed to her that he believes that nothing's really changed, they're the same, referring also to how they were back when they were younger. They're still the same, nothing has changed from that perception of how their relationship is. But Koyanagi gave him some sound advice and told him, things take their time, and it's okay, you and Narumi could take you guys could take as long as you need for your relationship to sort of build, to get it to where it needs to be. So he definitely did take that into consideration, knowing full well that these things do take time to sort of get there. She mentioned that, hold her hand and don't worry, things don't need to go at a certain pace, just go at the pace that you believe is the right pace. And then Narumi was holding on to herself like this because she was worried that she was accidentally going to grab Kabakura's hand, because they were both as bad as each other, both screaming. And Kabakura picked on this. He was scared anyway, but he said that next time, make sure you sit next to somebody you want to hold hands with. So after the pairs had gone their separate ways, I really liked the point when, just before he reached out to grab her hand, she was very concerned about him making sure he gets to rest, sits down, because she dragged him all around the theme park. And then straight off the bat, he was like, what? I liked how he mentioned how, while I was too busy leveling up, she's essentially still the same girl, that likes her anime, likes her otaku stuff. But, you grew up, you had relationships, you had breakups, you experienced stuff. You are so considerate and so observant. All of those good qualities hadn't changed in her. She's just grown up, essentially. And I really like that imagery they showed, that when she turned back, he was still that kid. He was basically, I guess you could say, stuck at a point where he was, forgive me if I'm wrong, he was still trying to imagine the Narumi back in their childhood days, whereas she has grown up. She's a different person, and he's not grown up to meet that expectation. So just before she gave him a heart attack and gave me a heart attack when they were sitting on the bench, he was wondering if she was enjoying himself with him, because essentially it's occurred to him that this was not the same girl he remembers when they were younger. He was worried that he's essentially not, that she's not enjoying her time with him. But we do find out that that things have changed, because, and I was right, and I'm sure they did mention his ear piercings a couple of towards the beginning of the series. And yes, they only knew each other up until middle school, because she bought him earrings, and she said that she wanted to see how they look on him, and essentially wanted to know that part of him, because she never knew him through high school. I'm assuming that's through his high school phase. So she never knew him through that point, and she wanted to know that Hirotaka. So he figured at that point that, things have changed, because here she is, she was a little bit embarrassed, but here she is wanting to move that relationship to, wanting to get to know him more. Obviously beyond him being into his gaming and stuff, but she wants to get to know him. Obviously there's a huge chunk of their lives. So she mentioned that, she wants to see that part of him again. She wants to get to know him, or what he went through. Of course he's an adult now, but she would love to be able to, she did mention that sort of rude boy look would have not suited him, but she would like to see it, and knowing that she still is very aware of what he was like when they knew each other growing up. So I really, really, really like that. And he finally admitted that it's fine, it's okay for things to go at a slower pace. They don't need to be going fast or anything else, but they are slowly changing, and then he just needed, I guess, to trust the process, and the process of him and Narumi relationship slowly growing. So that was a really good episode. I know there's not many episodes left, But again, I'm really excited to see how the relationship does develop on. There was a point Koyanagi had mentioned that how he's starting to act a bit more human nowadays, which is true. I think with Narumi coming into his life, with him potentially dating, with him also potentially opening up parts of himself to new experiences, is also turning him more human. But that was it for this time. If you did like my video, don't forget to give me a like, and as always, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.